episode 27 of the Woolly Wolverine podcast. My name is Laura and I am the host. So this is a podcast all about knitting and we are now into our second year. Woo! I think I started this mid-January last year, so we're almost up to the podiversary. Today's date is Saturday the 6th of January and I am just back from Christmas break kind of holidays. I did do a short kind of vlogmas series, so if you're interested in looking in at that, it's on the channel. And yeah, I didn't do day 24 because it was my birthday on Christmas Eve and I just kind of forgot to film any kind of footage, so I did let you guys down. And I did enjoy the whole vlogmas experience. It was kind of a good learning curve for vlogging, more so kind of everyday vlogging rather than sitting down traditionally and filming, so it was good practice and I think I've learned a lot, so hopefully I'll be able to improve that and do better next year. So you can find me on all kind of social media as Woolly Wolverine. I'll have everything linked down below in the description box if you're watching this on YouTube, and if you are watching this from Ravelry, I'll have everything else linked down underneath the video there as well, in the episode thread where I have the show notes. So because this is a new year, I thought I would quickly review 2017, my knitting content from 2017 if you will, and the goals that I'd set myself in 2017, my knitting goals, which I actually had written down and I have them here. So my goals were to knit 12 pairs of socks, knit 2 garments, start my podcast and try new indie diaries. And I succeeded on all of them, partially. So I did want to knit myself 12 pairs of socks. I knit 14 pairs of socks in total, 9 pairs for myself and then 5 were gifts. So not too bad. I am aiming this year, so 2018, to knit 12 pairs of socks for myself again, for the Box of Socks cow, and I have actually started my January pair of socks, so we are rocking and rolling, and I have lots of plans for socks that I want to knit for that. For the 2 garments, I actually knit 4 in total, 3 for myself and then 1 for my sister. So I knit myself the breakwater sweater, the Chuck sweater and the All Romance cardigan, and I love them all. This year I'm aiming to do the Make 9, which I'm going to do talk about more in the next episode, just because I want to go into a bit more detail about the patterns I've picked and why, and my plans. So there's 9 kind of projects on there that I want to knit, and I think 4 or 5 of them are sweaters, so I've got big ambitions with the jumpers this year. I have started my podcast because here I am talking to you. I've did 26 episodes, so it's roughly every 2 weeks. I was initially doing it weekly and then it kind of drifted by the wayside, so it averaged out at every 2 weeks, which isn't too bad. And then trying indie diaries. So it was my first full year, I suppose, of knitting. I kind of picked up knitting back in September 2016, I think it was, probably. Maybe a little bit maybe October, I'm not too sure of the date. But last year was my full year of knitting, so what did I get done? Oh yeah, so I was talking about indie diaries, sorry. So I got to try out a lot of indie diaries that I hadn't tried before. Ellie and Ada, Sweet Sparrow yarns, Green Elephant, Fine Fish, Hedgehog fibres, Sugar Tots. So there's a lot that I've tried and I do want to try a lot more this year. So kind of rounding up, what did I actually knit last year? So I knit the 14 pairs of socks and the 4 adult garments. I also knit 6 baby garments, 3 shawls, 7 hats and 1 cushion cover, which is here. So yeah, I was busy enough. I think that's it's pretty good for my first full year of knitting. And my 2018 goals are to knit 12 pairs of socks and to complete that Make 9. but there'll definitely be other projects along the way. I mean, I've already seen patterns come out that I want to knit, so yeah, just aim for the 9 and then probably expand as the year goes on. So I suppose we'll get down to the actual nitty gritty content. So finished objects. It's been a month, so you'd think I'd have loads, and I don't. I have 2. So I have 2 pairs of socks. So the first one I think I showed last time as a whip, and these are my Speckled Space Socks by Amanda Stevens, and here they are. So the yarn is green elephant yarn in the flicker colorway, and the mini is a green elephant mini as well, and it's just turquoise. So I love the texture on these socks. The pattern is a free pattern on Ravelry, and I would recommend everyone knitting them because they are super, super cool. And I did quite a short leg. So this set that I had was a 50-gram skein of the main colour and then a 20-gram mini. I did have little nuggets left, which I have added to my crochet blanket, but I like quite a short leg anyway. And these are really nice. I've worn these already, but I thought I'd give you guys a little look. So this was a pair for myself. The second pair that I finished over Christmas, so I got a set of 9-inch circulars and I wanted to give them a go, so I was using this Drops Fable. Sorry, these socks are for Dave, so that's why they don't fit on my sock blocker. He has bigger feet than me, so I can either have the toe wobbling off funnily or the heel not really. I need big people sock blockers. So anyway, I got 9-inch circulars, highs, and I wanted to give them a go, and I started knitting these kind of mid-December, and I knit them to a long tube, and then I cut in the afterthought heel and toes, and the toes and heels are in this grey, and the rest is this blue. I can't think of the shade. I'll have it in the show notes what shade this is, but it's kind of blue and patterned stripes. So I had started knitting these on the 9-inch circulars, and then I was talking to Dave about 2 days before Christmas, and he said, will I be getting anything hand knit this year for Christmas? And I panicked because I hadn't actually hand knit him anything. I was working on these socks, but they weren't intended to be for Christmas Day. So I started knitting on them fiendishly, and I switched to Magic Loop because I'm just a bit quicker at that, and I did manage to knit most of them before Christmas Day, but I kind of didn't succeed, and I just kind of finished them leisurely, whatever that word is, at my leisure, over the Christmas break. And I have given these a little bit of a wash, and then they can block on his feet because I don't care that my sock blockers don't work for his feet. So I will give them to him on Monday as a little gift after Christmas pick me up hand knit socks. So hopefully he likes these. So they're just plain vanilla, nothing too interesting. I just cut in the heels and the toes, and I did the toe as a heel kind of pattern, just a rounded toe. So there's 4 of them, and then I had a pair of socks. So that was my they're my 2 finished objects. I didn't do as much knitting over the Christmas as I would have liked. I was quite busy kind of visiting and just relaxing with the family, and yeah, so I didn't get as much knitting as I would like to have done, but I got enough. For my works in progress, I have a lot of the same works in progress that I think I showed last time. This pair of socks, I've been trying to make a bit of a dent in them. So these are a pair of socks that I've kind of made up the pattern myself. This yarn is Babbles Traveling Yarns, my friend Grace, her yarn company, and it is in the August Skies Sunset colorway, one of them. and the pattern is just this kind of textured cable pattern down the front of the foot. And I'm doing the cuffs and the toes hopefully in this pink. So yeah, you can't really see the pattern too clearly. I'll put them on, wonder if I put it on a sock blocker. That might help, Laura. Although you won't be able to see the pattern, you'll just be able to see the side. Oh, that will work. Stretch them out on the, sorry about this guys. So the pattern kind of looks like that. That looks very messy. Anyway, it's kind of a textured cable that runs down the middle of the foot that I am working on. So this is yes, I think all that's I have to say. I'm knitting them on 2.5mm higher regulars, and yeah, I'm enjoying them. My dad is currently bounding around in his room next door, so you might be able to hear him, and he has a cough, so you might hear some barking. So that's them socks, and this is in a bag by my good friend Sue of the Two Tangle Skeins podcast. She sent me this as part of a little swap that we did. Another little whip that I'd kind of showed before was my crochet granny stripe blanket, and I just want to give you guys an update on that, as I have added a good few minis to it over the Christmas. Not as many. I wanted to add one every day if you guys were watching my Vlogmas, and I kind of fell behind on that, but I did make a good bit of progress. So you can see this little Christmas tree progress keeper is where I was before the start of December, and this is me now. So I've added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 rows, nearly 20 rows, and I really love it. So you can kind of see, like, it was kind of more pastel-y down here, and then I sent some lovely minis from friends, and this got a bit darker, but I am loving it. I love how varied it is, and it's not it's kind of just sporadic, and there's just some beautiful yarns and colorways in here that I've enjoyed knitting with, and I've been sent by some lovely people, so it's a lovely little kind of scrappy memory kind of project, which I really like, and I hope to add more to this year. So I will probably won't show this for a while because I don't have that many more minis to add at the moment. I have a little bag of minis in here, well, not a bag, a project bag. This is my Maker's Haven Harry Potter inspired bag, and I keep my little minis in there. So my next work in progress is I'm making a little baby waistcoat. This Peepo Pie pattern by Jolie's Kitchen, and it's just this little, gives you a better picture. No. It's just a basic kind of button-up waistcoat. Let's see. You can see it there. It has 2 little pockets, and it's like a V-neck little child's waistcoat. And I'm knitting it in this grey, which is a Cascade 220 in the Aspen Heather colourway. And I will show you how far I've gotten. So I'm knitting the age 4 size, and I am currently on the, so I'm currently knitting the age 4 size, and I have the right and left fronts done. This is very awkward to show. It has like a seed stitch border, and I'm just working on the back now. It's kind of curling down here, but once I block it, it should be fine. And I have the little pockets knit in as well, little pocketines. And yeah, I just need to get some nice buttons. I love the textile garden buttons actually. so I might get some of them, and my local yarn store stocks them. So yeah, basically this isn't showing up very well. It's very awkward to show the stage it's at the moment, and the collar is all curly whirly, but it's basically a v-neck collar. Yeah, it's not showing, but it's basically a v-neck collar, and it's just stockinette, so it's pretty easy. I just have to do the back now, and then I'm pretty much done. So I should get this done hopefully next week. It shouldn't take too long. Back and forth. It is knit flat, which is a pain because I don't like purling. But yeah, here we go. That will be, so that's a gift for a little 4-year-old child that I have agreed to knit. And yeah, so I love that. I think it's kind of cute, and I think it's quite a versatile pattern. I think boys and girls could kind of wear that with a little long sleeve t-shirt underneath. I think it'd be quite cute. Yeah, so, oh wait, I've one more whip. I thought that was all my whips. So I have started my January socks, and they are in my little bobbins bag with the little cute sheepy. Adorable. And I am knitting the Clark socks by Jacqueline Salem. Now I haven't made much progress, but I will show you guys anyway. So I'm using my Christmassy yarn because Christmas is still living on in my heart. And I've finished the cuff and one repeat of the cable. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. So the yarn is just a kind of commercial red yarn that I had in my stash that I'd use for another pair of socks. And this beautiful skein, oh my goodness, that is showing up amazingly accurate. This was the Family Stone Club by Makers Haven, and that was inspired by the film The Family Stone, which is one of my absolute favourite Christmas films. I watched it 3 times this year. I adore it. I adore it. And this colour is so pretty. There's beautiful reds and greens and kind of yellowy, warm tones. It's just so pretty, and I love it so much. And I can't wait to have a pair of socks, even though I'm just making the holidays live on. This was supposed to be my Christmas Eve cast on, but I didn't actually do a Christmas Eve cast on this year because I was trying to finish them socks, the afterthought socks. So that's why I didn't actually get around to doing a Christmas Eve cast on. So I'm knitting these on 2.5mm high sharps. And I don't know why I've started doing them one at a time. I just kind of had started, and yeah. But I'm really loving this pattern. Jacqueline is a genius. I love her podcast as well. If you haven't watched it, it is the Brooklyn Knit Folk podcast on Instagram. And she is one of my absolute favourite podcasters. I love her aesthetic and style, and seeing New York City, which I was in October, so it kind of helps me reminisce watching her, and yeah, it was brilliant. So they are all my whips, and that is all I have to say on the nitty gritty stuff. So moving on to chatter. So 2018, I don't really make that many New Year's resolutions. I have a few knitting goals which I've already shared, and I have some resolutions. So obviously get a bit healthier, eat better, drink more water is generally one that I try to make pretty much every year, and so far so good on that front. Sorry. But as well as that, I want to try and get back into reading. I love reading, I just don't really get the time to do it. So I'm going to make more of a marked effort to read more. So this year I am going to aim to read a book a month, which is very doable. I have been known to read a book in a day. So I'm going to share with you guys kind of at the end of the podcast. So if you're not interested in it, you can switch off. but share with you the books that I'm going to be reading to make me a bit more accountable to actually read. So I got a few books over Christmas, and the first one I'm going to read is this one. So this is Jodi Picoult, and it's called Small Great Things, and I'll just read the back. So, when a newborn baby dies after a routine hospital procedure, there is no doubt about who will be held responsible: the nurse who has been banned from looking after him by his father. What the nurse, her lawyer and the father of the child cannot know is how this death will irrevocably change all of their lives in ways both expected and not. So, sounds interesting. There's approximately 500 pages in this. So yeah, that's my January book. If you guys want to join me in reading a book a month, do it, because I think it's great. Even audio, I know people like listening to audiobooks. I am not a huge audiobook listener. I prefer listening to podcasts. I like reading things myself and kind of imagining what they look like, and I know hearing them doesn't really make that much of a difference, but I can't concentrate as much on audiobooks as I would like, and I like to be fully immersed in the reading. So I think that's kind of why I don't get as many books completed as I would like, because I'm busy knitting, and yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read a book a month, and the first one is that one. So if you guys want to join me in reading a book a month, I might set up a thread on Ravelry on the group, and we can kind of discuss what books we're reading and recommendations, and yeah, I think that'll be a bit fun to have a little bit of a kind of book club this year. So I think so Christmas, I suppose, in general, in case you didn't watch my Vlogmas, was quite quiet. We go to my grandparents' house every year for dinner. It was nice, it was very relaxed. We played board games, ate lots of food, and yeah, it was just really nice and quiet. And then kind of I was off work for about a week, and I just did a lot of relaxing. I kind of decluttered my room a little bit, and now 2018 is just going to be a big year, because I am moving out from home, and I've bought my first home that we will be moving into hopefully in the summertime this year. And yeah, so it's kind of full steam ahead, planning how we want to decorate it, and saving money to buy stuff that we want to decorate with. So it will be a busy year, so looking forward to all the excitement of that, and I will share it with you as much as I can. And yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed and has watched me this last year. It's been brilliant to kind of be able to share with you my creative side, which I don't really share much in my everyday life. I'm quite can be quite introverted, and it's just nice to be able to chat to you guys and spend time and show you what I'm up to, and it's just amazing that people are interested, and I value you all so much. And let's see what 2018 has to bring us. Hope you all have a happy and healthy year, and I will see you all in a couple of weeks. Bye. So I have a little bit of footage from over the Christmas, so I am going to edit that together and just put it in at the end here, just because why not? Some guys are interested in that, and some of you might like to see what I was up to on Christmas. So roll the film. Good morning, everyone. It is Christmas Eve. Yay! We made it. So it's Christmas Eve morning, and it's my birthday, so we have a tradition where we all go to the cinema on Christmas Eve, and today we're going to go see Star Wars because I haven't seen it yet. So me, my two sisters and my dad are going to go see Star Wars this morning. Quite an early showing, so we have a full day of Christmas Eve things that we can do also. So yes, we are going to, I'm up and I'm ready, and we're going to go.
Movie 6. 6 lightsabers. 10 lightsabers. Jess's will be really low. 4.5. 4.5 lights. 4 and a tilt. 4 and a slight twist. 4 and a slight twist, yeah. 4 and a turn on.
I'd give it 6.
Not quite come out. 6.5. Wow, they're all, I thought you'd be much higher than that. Yeah. What about you, Laura? I'd give it 7 lightsabers out of 10. The
7?
one film that she ranks up is
Seven
The Last
lightsabers.
Jedi. Are you serious?